Welcome to Pumpkin Spice Podcast. It's an artisanal treat that also tastes good and sounds good. What do I say? Hey, I'm Rob Schulte, and with me is,
As always, it's Graham Young.
Hey, Graham.
How you
Happy
doing?
Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to all of our listeners. My favorite holiday of the year, I should say.
Same. It's also my favorite Halloween.
Yeah, it's our favorite Halloween is Halloween.
Everything is great.
Yes.
I've obviously ate too much candy already.
Yeah, I know. We're drunk off candy here at Pumpkin Spice Podcast. It is Halloween Day, and Rob, are you going trick-or-treating this year?
No, but I'll tell you something fun. A lot of brownstones, apartment complexes in New York. Someone attached some orange PVC pipe to a top floor brownstone and put a sign at the bottom and a bell that says "Ring bell for Halloween candy," so that kids wouldn't have to like buzz and go all the way upstairs into the apartments and stuff. I thought that was genius.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's like, good for you. You know, kids like getting candy on Halloween.
Yes.
It's so easy to just ignore.
And not apples or toothbrushes or stuff like that. I mean, I think you're just asking.
Toothbrush?
Yeah, I did. There was a lady in my small town that would hand out toothbrushes, and I think she got her house egged every year. She never learned her lesson. You're just pretty much asking for it, I think, with a toothbrush instead of a king-size candy bar. Now,
well, some people just have to have something to fight against.
Yeah, it's funny. It's almost like the houses that gave out the king-size candy bars. It was like the kids would go to their house the next day and be like, "Hey, I'll mow your lawn for free." I mean, it's really, respect that.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah, my brother actually went to a house when he was a kid, and they gave him a king-size candy bar. So he went right back to the house, changed into a different costume, and went back to that house.
That's a smart brother.
Yeah, there you go. So I remember that happening. It was pretty funny.
You know, another friend of mine has a podcast called Fairy Tale Problems, and they had a story, their Halloween episode, about the king-size candy bars as well. And, like, it was always a rumor in my neighborhood. And I never, even going to the houses that people said had them, never found them. I always just thought it was like something kids say.
Sure. Well, those houses probably ran out after the word got out that they had king-size candy bars. So, but I think you shared with me a pretty awesome photo of your Halloween costume, Rob.
I did dress up. There was a little gathering over the weekend, and I went as Reverend Jim Jones of the People's Temple.
Yeah. He's an incredible punch maker.
Dude,
that joke is in such poor taste.
I know. But here's the thing. I brought Crystal Light. I couldn't find Flavor Aid, which, granted, yeah, that adds a little extra punchline to it. But I'm generally of the idea that if you have to think twice about a costume, you probably shouldn't do it. But every time I told the story to people that I thought, man, maybe I shouldn't do that, they were like, no, you have to do that.
Sure.
So I figured a private party, I could do that, but I wasn't really going to try and go public and like wear a sign around my neck saying who
yeah, and enough time has passed. I don't know what is the rules for that, but anyway, I think I'm going to go as Snake Plissken for like the 5th year in a row.
So we've done 2 seasons now, and then a few episodes in between. Do you have any like big thoughts about the first season versus this season?
We weren't bogged down by like really complicated plot lines with Friday the 13th, so maybe an outline
like the Dream Child, which was really confusing.
I think that our Friday the 13th season kind of came off really polished, and it's kind of funny because I actually prefer the Nightmare on Elm Street films to the Friday the 13th films. Both seasons great, but really hit our stride with this Friday the 13th. Again, a series that I don't think is as good as Nightmare on Elm Street, but still pretty solid all around.
I'm right there with you, Graham, and I have to say, ultimately, like, I was let down with Friday the 13th. I still am on Freddy's side.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that too. There's I don't like 2 of the Friday the 13th. I'm sorry, of the Nightmare on Elm Street films. Friday the 13th, there's some movies I really hate. 9 and 10 in particular.
So yeah, it was abundantly clear from both of us that the New Line Cinema movies are trash. We went over that quite a bit, and I think it's fairly obvious anyone who watches them that there's a little bit less effort put into them. But speaking of lack of effort, we need to make a correction because a fan of the show, Juan, I won't say your last name,
his last name.
Well, I was speaking to Juan.
Okay, gotcha.
He was talking about the Jason Hunter in part 4. He says, the Jason Hunter does tell Tommy's sister that he is hunting Jason because he killed his sister.
Gotcha.
He shows her the newspaper clippings of Jason in the tent. Well, that was a few weeks ago, and I forget exactly what we said. Oh, we didn't know why he was hunting Jason.
Yeah, we thought that the character lacked motivation, but thank you to Juan for clearly pointing that out and for keeping us in check.
Yeah, I think it's more than okay to do those sorts of things. Also, we just opened a discussion group on Facebook, so if anyone wants to discuss topics like these, you're more than welcome to join. It's a closed group, so you won't get advertisements for sunglasses in there.
Yeah, so lay off with the sunglasses. But anyway, Rob, now that we got our correction out of the way, I'm interested. What have you been watching this October?
A few things, actually. I mean, there's the Stranger Things that everyone else is watching and whatnot, and, you know, your classic television Halloween shows. But one that really jumped out at me was I watched The Hollow. It's not an American film, but they do speak English in it. This couple moves from London to rural Ireland to live in a village shack. What do you call those homes? Cottage?
Cottage, yeah, that works.
Sure, you know, Escape to the Country. If you've seen that show, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the neighbors are all superstitious about Irish folklore, things of that nature, and watch the film because it's very fun and kind of creepy.
Well, Rob, as you damn well know, this is my 5th year of doing a 31 movie marathon during the month of October, where I watch 31 horror films in 31 days. So it's been a daze. I've watched a lot of good stuff. Most recently, last night, my friends Susan and Patrick from Black Widow Cinema hosted one of my favorite childhood films, Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Woo, Black Widow Cinema.
Yeah, they're known for hosting sort of genre films that focus on female empowerment. It's a great organization, and they do a great job with it. And Slumber Party Massacre 2 is a great film. If you're not into plot or character development, but just having a really, it's a hard film to turn away from because it's so entertaining. So again,
if you're not into plot and you're not into character development, what can you be into?
80s.
I'm not in. Trust me, I'm not here to I'm not shitting on anything. I'm just confused.
Yeah, sure. Well, you will be if you watch the film. But it's basically looks like an 80s music video for about 85 minutes. It's unbelievable. You should watch it and check it out. It's very entertaining.
Well, you did suggest it for this podcast, so maybe we will. You never know.
We need to do the Slumber Party Massacre series. Maybe that will be our next season.
So, Graham, I just want to say that it's been a great couple of seasons, and I'm excited for the next season. I know we've brought this up time and time again, but I think we're going to stick to monthly episodes until next fall. You think that's a good idea? You think?
Yes, absolutely. And if anybody out there has an idea for a horror film that you would like us to review or talk about it, let us know on that Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll have the page or the discussion group, whichever you feel more comfortable with. One's private, one's public. And don't worry, Graham, I know that people reach out to us when they have a thought.
Yes.
But I was glad that Juan did his because his was actually a fun correction that I really liked to know. Other corrections like how I should pronounce my A's, I don't need to know that.
Or that we sound like douchebags or something like that. So
Yeah,
it's nice to get some good feedback. And thank you again, Juan, for looking out and listening to the show.
Solid homie. Graham, have a good rest of your Halloween, man. I'm going to do my best to have a great one as well. Maybe give some candy to the kids. Full-sized candy bars.
Yeah, king-size candy bars. If you're staying at home, handing out treats to the kids. If you're going out, be careful. And don't be a jerk and freeze your eggs. If you're going to egg a house, just let them be raw. It's really mean to break out someone's window with a frozen egg, and I've seen it done several times. Don't do that. Don't be that person this year.
And really, to be honest, if you're going to egg a house, hard boil the eggs.
Yes. Be smart about it, okay?
All right, Graham, I'll see you next episode.
All right. Well, until next time, everybody out there, have a great Halloween. We'll talk to you soon.
Pumpkin Spice Podcast is brought to you by Rob Schulte and Graham Young. We're bringing you our funny thoughts about horror films as much as we can. Tune in next fall for another weekly series, and tune in every month for a new episode. You can discuss the show more on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media platform you like. Make sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts to help us raise our visibility for new listeners. And if you feel like donating $3, we have a Patreon page. We'll make sure to send you something real nice.